And like, come closer. Alright, it's an invitation, you don't have to. I want this to be a consensual seduction, but come on over. We want your faces close to our waists. Okay.
Also, if we go past 8:45, can someone close out my bar tab? I'm gonna speak for both of us. We're like super happy to be here.
Thanks, Nick and Sean.
This is Litquake and Jeff. Thank you. And like all of like our classmates and like our friends are here. I'm so excited. And yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So let's just hit it.
Hit it. When we kissed, your breath knotted me temple to tail. I was bound, yet unsaved. The memory of your mouth, slick with mescal, is immortal. But time giveth and taketh, sands our fingerprints from the wall. You put the light in the light of memory, ignite fire behind walls of scars in my rug-burned hands and knees. But your memory will not illuminate my jilted flesh. The landscape you forfeit each passing day, the telephone never rings. Get out of my kingdom, my blood. You wanted me to be good? I don't apologize, I tasted your mouth, scarred the crossroads of my body, slick with mescal. Better to be wild than be your paradise.
I cut off all my hair and kept a lock in a rubber band and told my parents I would mail it to them, and they were on the same phone line in different rooms when I told them this meant I wasn't a woman anymore, and Dad said that was just my opinion, and Mom cleared her throat in that way she did when she already knew something, and all the while I was holding the hair in my hand so I could remember what it might sound like, and when I hung up, I halved the strands and smoothed both pieces into nautilus shells around my finger, fossilized each as two black glass brooches, like Victorian mourning jewelry, austere because it came from an era which made grieving a science based on calculations of time as both tonic and tincture, and the note I slipped in the package for my folks said the jewelry would show they bore the weight of a ghost, and whether or not they wore it would tell how many children they really thought they lost with my haircut. So they left the brooches on display, out of sight, until the glass on one shattered from a short fall to the floor, and in the moments before it was interrupted by the broom, the hair lay still, in its spiral, moving further from its origin with each turn in on itself, and after its pieces were discarded, its twin remained, canonized, a fractal just setting out on a curve.
Sleep where you can, she said. Our mother's voices sang from the wedding crystal in the cabinets above our heads. They were talking about the War of the Roses and the summer at the Hotel Flores, while 32 shades of blue filled the cracks in our window, snout-shaped patterns we filled with hot breath coronas collapsing on candlelight. The nails in our shore-worn feet clicked in our seat, hooked us together tectonically. We were always falling head over heels, in and out of bed, the shores of our appetite, rushing forward before coming apart at the seams of our brackish garments. We held our conched fingers to each other's ears as we fucked because I wanted destination wedding sex on the beach, and you swore we would hear the ocean, but I only heard a body fall to the floor and then nothing. Sleep when you can, she said. Never too much, just enough, only enough. We kept track of the minutes until the clock fell in the waistband by our heads. Perhaps the ticking rhythm of motion reminded us of the heartbeats in our mother's palms as they slapped us over and over again across our small, fresh faces. There was never enough air in the room to cry sanctuary, just enough, only enough to keep me terrified. Sleep with who you can, she said, and I was no longer so damn depressed, evidently seduced by the brandy in your irises, or the way you helped me remember to breathe. How do we fix our broken chronicles when we never even bothered to fix that goddamn window pane? But where does the light shine through? And where does the cold seep in?
This is how you carry your friend native teeth. This is how you calm her when she tells you she's a wolf. This is how she bites back at your wrists. This is how ducklings imprint onto who or what. This is how you stroke her hair in your lap. This is how you story away her hangover. This is how she asks what happened next. This is how you talk to her parents on the phone. This is how you talk to her parents when they haven't seen her in weeks. This is how you open her wine again. This is how you block out the sun. This is how her clocks align. This is what bed springs sound like. This is why consciousness has a body. This is how her chest vibrates from the inside. This is how you place her in your palm. This is how you call her pomegranate in French. This is how seeds burst into wishes in her wake. This is how she looks barefoot on the highway. This is how you rope her back. This is how you promise to burn her journals. This is how you prevent her from being a seance. This is why she cares for you. This is how you start at the beginning.
You spilled your grief into my mouth one night over drinks. Alone in your apartment, you bolted your doors and made me a rose-colored cocktail in a tall green glass. The silver static under your feet as you shuffled in the kitchen felt like hummingbirds under my tongue. I didn't know what not to say, so I asked about the river that flowed through our two hometowns, 1,000 miles apart. One summer, you saw a cow corpse wrapped in wire come down from the mountains in an avalanche of snow. You saved a bird in the field where your horse was buried, and when your father drove his car into the side of his barn, you no longer slept with God-fearing women, no. I swam naked through those tepid waters of your tepid memories, never fearing that by then calm waters, and came up with leeches, the teeth of that impotent season sinking into my flesh and swelling with my blood, and so I decided to stay over because everything was so fucking perfect, and you'd been accumulating in my skin since before I knew you, before I knew what it was to love, bathed in the flood of another's terrible summer.
My friend is keen to dust motes. Knew them as wonder before they had a name, watches them now as they prove presence and shafts of light, muted on the floor where they never land nor shadow, another small thing given the burden of illumination. Plankton too glow to live, spit out, too bright in the belly of the fish, too telling to two big predators. The birds outside my window are starlings, infants of the sky, and they sing to one another at night their deepest longing, lose their songs in mime, joke. In daylight, a bird, gorgeous, curious, emerald and ebony feathers, freckled beige, gold lines, parallel at the wing, iridescent neck. This is the same bird, without my knowing it. I watch it try to carry too much in its beak, so quiet, so far from oration, from its pulsing murmuration, its response is one. We touch the flowers in the vase. So tired, a single petal fell into each of our hands, fit together so nicely, snug. Let them go out the window. They danced so long in the wind. Our height was 3 stories. Our eyes followed them until they disappeared. Hadn't thought we could see that far. Mine behind a tree, yours down the street. And the universe makes small things stronger by teaching them how to lose.
This is called Rochambeau's. Finger bone scissors beat nylon rock. Or should I say, I decided to sleep with you the moment that you tried to sell me that dead parrot before you called your mom in the bathroom and asked her, who the fuck is Mick Jagger? Remember that night? I almost hung myself with the porcelain robe of the toilet bowl. You thought I died. When I came to, the room was spinning, not from the alcohol, but from you rolling me up in quarter turns in an alpaca rug. I started to laugh from the pit of my uterus, or should I say, hysterically. This is how I once said I wanted to die. Disposed of, searched for. You unraveled me, and we couldn't stop fucking. When we threw our clothes out the window under a bloody moon, and our bodies became celestial mimes, forming straight, glowing lines, slipping into each other's shadows and moving the night deeper into dark. We awoke in a dungeon of ice, and I looked out the window trying to find the cold that had so easily found us. There was a mule in the middle of the road, and the rising sun in its eyes was softer than our broken bottle hangovers, and I knew we'd run out of things to talk about when you could only say, well, let me know about the parrot.
Streaks from the fogs visit on the outside of the window, and you just want to keep plants happy here, and the roof affixed to your head. Wash off the hands of conflated men who don't see the borders of your body, want to take you back to their condo community, and don't leave them a mob when you vomit on their patent leather contradiction. "Excuse me," last night, smoking on your stoop when the kids get out of school, but you can't do that to them, so you turn your cigarette upward into the swan head of your fingers and palm. Now they see it, now they don't, but they know the smoke is coming from somewhere, and they know you're not magic. It's nostalgic, the freedom flooding their afternoon faces, and makes you glad you aren't taking the bus right now. Everyday veterans trying to make a living, and you love them broken from afar, and the electricians of war across the street bark at the cars that try to parallel park in front of their building, and that is one way to secure a spot in San Francisco. They know how to be scary. You're at the bottom of the hill after their journey to the hospital, and you can ask them how it was, but they'll hoist the Confederate flag and say it was fine, damn fine, and lower it half-mast until nip at heels and it's gone. Now you see it, now you don't. You'll quit eventually, but addiction is the best piece of ass you've ever had.
I don't know what I want from this, from you. Your palms are square and thick, good for holding your punches. And oh, you have my father's flat feet. You clomp around, wearing down the rug. But where the fuck are you going? Sit down. You call that a beard? I could shave that shit with 3 good bites. Wash those baby hairs down with the rest of the jack, and listen, the tap water here is no good, and you stink. Christ, I could absolve my sins in your pits. And can body odor be sexually transmitted? Let's try it. Maybe if you pike my leg. Can't? Won't? You gotta be on bottom or it all goes soft. Oh, sometimes a girl's gotta be fucked, you know, guy. You don't know what love is that it? Well, put down the fucking Bukowski already. Go read some Rilke, go read a Cosmo, go read the fucking back of a tube of toothpaste, just anything, just not that fucking Bukowski shit. Whatever. Look how hard your fucking cock is. It's like running into a wall, tooth first. What do you think's filling that hard cock of yours if not love? Blood? Christ? Helium? Listen, I don't need to hear you say I love you any more than I need to hear how hard your fucking cock is. I know when I'm getting fucked. You've exhausted the possibility of love with your heart's chronic yeast infections. Didn't anyone ever fucking tell you, front to back, piss after fucking? You're holding in your shit and it's making you an asshole. Not even crabs will take root in your bed, and you're afraid I'd be so inclined. I don't want to play house. I just want some goddamn dinner, for Christ's sake, not even a saltine in the place. You tell me, yo babe, you know, shot of cum has as much protein as a pork chop, but fuck your Atkins diet, I need salt, fats, some bristle to chew on. I got a sweet tooth baby, and you're filling my cavities with your bland paper mache cock paste, because you can't feed me. You gotta go to your mom's house just to eat. You can't get an erection without some eggs in your belly and a short stack up your ass. Or maybe while your mom's stuffing you with Crohn's disease, I'll call up You Made Kim and we can fuck your dad. Jesus, though. I am so tired of fucking your dad.
If you're Don Draper, then I'm that beatnik he gets stoned with. You're married and I'm easy, and you're making it complicated because you think you're more famous than you really are. Because when I said I loved Christina Hendricks, you thought I meant as a role model, when I really meant I would do anything to that woman. But your mind is too vanilla to make that leap. So you've been acting like some mad asshole because I said I thought Don Draper was attractive when I really meant he's not a bad looking scratching post. And I haven't seen enough of this show to see how their plotline plays out, but my guess is that while Don is having his morning highball and waxing capitalistic, the beatnik's mind is on a new painting and a new fold of lovers and the rhythm method and on drinks tonight at some bar in the village where change is happening, man. And then he's pleading that Betty can never know, and the beatnik just laughs at the delusion of who runs this boardroom.
He said, you're an animal in bed. I was thinking the same thing. You're an animal in bed, like an impotent horse, with a bird appetite. Afraid of a little snail trail, you misogynist hippopotamus.
So thanks for hanging out with us. This last one's going to be our last thing. So I'm before I start, I'm so lucky that I get to read with my best friend at Litquake. It's amazing. And we have a lot in common because we both hate shitty dudes. So this next one goes out to all the special dudes out there.
Got any fuckboys in the room?
Any fuckboys in the house? Any self-identifying?
Anyone know any fuckboys? Anyone know?
Shirt right there.
Good.
Yeah.
That's for you. We started a letter writing campaign, and we just like to share it with you all. Dear fuckboy, you're not singular, though you probably think this song is about you, don't you? Don't you?
Dear fuckboy, you're such a fucking asshole. You write poems and essays, so you must be deep. Go fuck yourself.
Dear fuckboy, you don't deserve this attention. Perhaps it's best that you wade at the shallow end of the gene pool.
Dear fuckboy, you should probably just go kill yourself.
Dear fuckboy, you are not under attack. Calm down. Just kidding, you totally are.
Dear fuckboy, you're so fucking white.
Dear fuckboy, you live in the Mission and don't give a shit about Latino peeps until your drunk ass needs a burrito, and even then you're the worst kind of neighbor.
Dear fuckboy, all you talk about is gentrification and what lives matter. All lives matter, you say. You wrote a poem about it, you wrote an essay about it, and put the BuzzFeed link to it on your Facebook page because you thought it would get you laid by some Lena Dunham type girl, which would make you look so fucking deep.
Dear fuckboy, stop making excuses. If you're not all like that, then do better, asshole.
Dear fuckboy, fuck you. Fuck your friend too. Who means well, even if he called me a dyke because I don't shave my pits or my legs or my bush. And because I fucked his sister with my mouth, she loved my bush. She called it Yonsei. But your friend hates it. He wrote a poem about it. He wrote an essay about it. So I wrote him a letter. It reads,
Dear fuckboy, I'm sick of you and your infant man gang. Giant babies with the shit to match who can't clean up their own messes. There's no use crying over spilled semen.
Dear fuckboy, I'd just love to cut the word faggot right out of your mouth and use a few of my pubic hairs to tie it into a bundle and force that faggot, because that's another word for bundle, y'all, right up your asshole where it will incubate, and 9 months later you'll give birth to yourself because you can go fuck yourself.
Dear fuckboy, I'm sorry porn lied to you. When I say I'm sorry, hear the word pity. I'm sorry my friends and I are sluts and we still don't want to fuck you. If we accidentally fuck you, plan A upgrades to plan B. Oh wait, other way around, because they're grades. Fuck off, I'm not having your baby.
Dear fuckboy, there aren't any ATMs that give abortions because you don't need them, and your Lena Dunham type shit can afford to see your OBGYN every month or so, because that's how often fuckboys like you get for chlamydia, HPV, and fertilized fuckboy fetuses, and because all lives matter.
Dear fuckboy, you have something to prove, but it's not what you think it is. Listen, just because you don't see something doesn't mean it's not real. A fish doesn't know what's in the ocean, for fuck's sake. And I'm sorry the past lied to you about the future. Get used to apologizing. Don't make me cut your dick off to spite your face. My dear fuckboy.